Shalom and good day all, this is Tehillim29 back again for another live action anime review of One Piece episode 2, and I'll now get pretty much started into what happened in the first 30 minutes or act 1 of episode 2, as we start off with a flashback with young Luffy working with his new devil fruit powers at the tavern, getting as well as getting some more of Shanks showing up in the flashback. Plus, he also shares with Luffy that when he leaves, he does not seek to return. We then move to present day, to which we see Nami tries to unlock a safe with a small interruption from Zoro. After being attacked by an unknown pirate ship with some gas that knocks him out, Luffy, Nami, and Zoro, after recovering from the gas, are finally released to meet Buggy, which is at a base which is very circus-based, to which a discussion between Luffy, Zoro, and Nami, between Buggy and as well as the seats of wanting the map for the Grand Line. As we return back to Shelter, we catch up with what has happened with Kobe, Captain Morgan, and also Garp, who is also there, who also interviews and talks to Kobe, as well as discussing the theft of the Grand Line map. We then move back to Buggy, to which shows us to what he's doing with Luffy, and he also indicates that he knows Shanks and how Shanks stole his spotlight. As Buggy tries to threaten a kid in front of Luffy, Nami tries to escape with Zoro, to which they've been put in a different place. Kobe meets up with Garp again, and they talk about some of the things, to which we then return back to another flashback involving Luffy and also what happens there, and we get to see what finishes up there in regards to Luffy and Shanks. Finally moving into Act 2, which brings us into the last 25 minutes to the 54-minute watch time. We return back to the present day as things have been placed, or as Luffy has been placed in a water tank. As he is in the water tank, we get another flashback, learning a little bit more about how Shanks also played a part in the rescuing of Luffy. And in this, we also get a sea monster. We then move back to the present, to which we see Zoro and Nami working together. They basically go clown hunting their own way and also take out a number of clowns. We return back to Luffy as the fight between them continues. They start to wisen up against how to fight against him, and in turn they get to defeat him with some strategic implements being involved. Starting to return back to Shelltown, we get to see what is happening with Garp as he addresses the Shelltown Marines. Luffy finally leaving with Zoro, and now with the team free from Buggy, they do get to leave, with a little piece of food. As Luffy, Zoro, and Nami leave, we get to see Nami speak into a shell or a mollusk to an unknown person to indicate that she has the map to the Grand Line. Moving into the area of the afterthoughts, I do have a little bit of criticism towards this second episode, and it goes in regards to how the storytelling was delivered. And just to let the audience know where we were location-wise, time-wise, seeing that they did indicate it at the beginning of like the first episode, it sort of like set the bar as to how they were going to make this a part of this continuity. It would have been good if they continued that continuity in this second episode. Whether it continues in the third episode or not, I don't know. I'll soon find out in all due time when I get to the review of the third episode. As much as I didn't mind the flashbacks, it still would have been nice to know how long ago the events had taken place, as well as the locations to which we had no idea. Well, whilst watching the episode, I had no idea where Luffy, Zoro, and Nami were, and in that particular town, because it's left as a complete unknown. Though if it's in the manga and pointed out, it should at least be pointed out on the screen. And I would have liked to have seen that, but now it's now time to move into the area of the rating for this particular episode. So for the main characters, a 7.5 out of 10. For the supporting characters, I gave a 7 out of 10, as I felt it sort of slipped a little bit. Not completely, but next is the soundtrack, which I think the soundtrack has been pretty good so far, and I have liked how it's being used in the story, to which I give an 8 out of 10. And as I pointed out before, the ratings for each episode is subject to change, to which this episode gets a 7 out of 10 from me. Until then, let's keep it colourful and have yourself an awesome day. Definitely stay tuned for the third episode review. I hope to get them out as soon as possible, and as soon as I'm able to, depending on how busy I am throughout the week. So until then, stay tuned. Don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe should you enjoy the content. And please leave a comment as well, because if there's anything that you enjoyed in any of the episode reviews that I put up, please let me know about it, because it might lead me to go back to having a bit of a second watch through. Until then, let's keep it colourful and have yourself an awesome day.